as we prepare for the No Huddle. By the way, shout to Rise Head Healthy as we are live on the Real Rise Radio. So if you're listening to us on the radio,
Wise in the
good
hell.
afternoon. Thank you for joining us
Wise in the
on
house.
today.
Love you, Wise. Real Wise, what's up?
You left that man alone about the Yankees yet?
Oh, I already did it. I
Mm.
the the day after they got eliminated, I said to him, I gave him a Yankees meme of I forgot who it was, but I think it was a middle infielder that was just tossing his glove to the ground on ad nauseum, and in honor of it, I said, I am so very sorry,
You is terrible.
and he said in return, thanks for pouring salt on the wound. That made my day.
You are such a terrible person.
No, I am not. That is how a best friend does it of the best friend. He did that to me on camera. On camera. We were running live and 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 when my Astros got eliminated by the Rangers 2 years ago, he had the nerve to clap back at me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get you back. So I was just being a loving friend. I was just showing love to him.
Oh, Lord. All right, as we begin the No Huddle,
So now
Bill
you know I
Belichick.
do. Now you know I do not do that just to you. But I do it even worse to Wyatt because he's my boy.
No, you do it worse than me because we actually do a show together that revolves around the thing that you messed me with.
Oh no! Oh, now I'm really gonna clap back at you. Now that's cold. That's cold right there.
Hey,
'Cause I could already hear Wise amening you for that comment. That's a foul stuff right there. That is FOHULL foul.
ain't no foul. It's the truth. Like Will Smith said, the truth.
The, oh Lord, Lord. I'm
Come
sorry,
on now. Because when
Chapel
you get,
Bill
oh Lord,
getting
yeah, this is
whooped again.
where we getting at. This is where we at. He calls up rumors of UNC exit categorically false. A week of chaos surrounding the North Carolina football team program and Bill Belichick's future in Chapel Hill, the six-time Super Bowl winning coach denied rumors he was looking for an exit and doubled down on his belief that his process, in quotation marks, eventually will lead to a winning team. Mr. Belichick said, quote, reports about my looking for a buyout or trying to leave here is category false. There is zero truth to any of that. I'm glad I'm here. We're working towards our goals. We believe very much in the process. We need to just keep working and grinding away. And that's exactly what we're doing. Close quote.
Woosa.
He did go on to say, quote, things we could have done better, but Riley praised embodiment GM Michael Lombardi as having, quote, done a good job creating the timing of his hire, put North Carolina behind other schools in terms of talent acquisition, and said that regardless of the on field result for the 2-3 Tar Heels, UNC has made major strides in its performance, saying, quote, it's a learning curve. We're all in it together, but we're making a lot of progress, and the process will eventually produce the results we want, like they have everywhere else I have been. Close quote. Go ahead and end that right there.
Stop lying. Okay, so when you were with Cleveland, yeah, you got a playoff victory, but that was hideous. And then you only had a cup of coffee with the Jets because you was jerking their chain because you wanted to be with the Patriots. The only massive success you've had is, of course, the six rings with the guy that people say is the greatest quarterback of all time, but he ain't.
Mm.
And your stint as defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells with the Giants in the 1980s. Now, you've been so bad, I forgot you actually had 2 wins on the season. And we know. that your rumored of exit is not categorically false because your whole girlfriend don't want you to be on the sideline no more.
Hey, yeesh. Are you saying Miss Jennifer doesn't want Bill Belichick on the sideline?
No, because he's embarrassing her. This is supposed to be
I thought it was the other way around. She's embarrassing him.
well, she embarrassed him to get the job, and now he's embarrassing her by being such an abject failure at Chapel Hill. Because she was thinking, oh, I'm dating the greatest football coach ever to exist, and he's going to turn around a crappy football program that people only know North Carolina for basketball. They suck at football, and he's going to turn them around. They're going to be even better than they were under Mac Brown. Oh, this is going to be great. Oh, my name is going to be up in lights. I'm going to be the female Svengali. Well, I get to be the big time puppet master. The man, oh girl, you know that in the bedroom, but should I even bring that up?
But you did anyway.
The man could be a grandfather, honey. What is wrong with that? His time is done. He should be gone. And the worst mistake North Carolina did was have his name be signed on the dotted line.
Okay, that is the amusing.
And Stephen A. Tell Bill Belichick he should be gone from the bench. Tell him.
And for one, you agree with Stephen A. on something?
Actually, I do for many other different reasons, but I digress.
That's the amusings of Cole Johnson.
Musings, but no, that's the truth. Hey, now you know musings. The musings.
If you know what I got there from, you know why I said it.
Yes, the random musings of Fickler.
Now, let me go another route.
Shout out to you, Victor.
Yep, shout out to Victor.
Okay,
everything Mr. Johnson said, I can't really argue against.
Thank you.
But I have something that he can't argue against.
Which is?
What year this is for Bill Belichick in Chapel Hill?
This is his initial year, his first year.
His initial year. So we are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 5 games in.
I know where you're going with this. Yes.
So we're 5 games in.
Fifth
and all of a sudden,
first year.
So all of a sudden, the sky is falling on North Carolina. Bill Belichick ain't doing what he's supposed to be. The man only coached 5 freaking games at North Carolina. Jeez.
Your program has to actually be good for the sky to actually exist. There ain't no sky at North Carolina.
That's how they acting.
There ain't no sky at North Carolina.
That's how they acting. Like
that was the case before he got there.
The man is 5 games in.
Yeah, and the program looks the same as it did before.
Do y'all?
But I know where you're going with this. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Johnson, when a certain holiday comes up next month, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want that food cooked in the microwave, or do you want it cooked on the stove and in the oven?
If it's being prepared for the first time,
yes, being prepared for the first time.
Yeah, the stove or the grill or the oven.
Hello, you Carolina dummies. It takes time to build a football program. You don't get it off of. And by the way, that's because he's a 6-time Super Bowl champion. That is the NFL, not the NCAA.
Yeah, different league and different business altogether.
So why my co-host says things that I can't argue with, and I'm not going to argue with, because that might be half of the truth right there. But you want to know the other half of the truth? The man only coached 5 games.
You're right. I can't argue with that either. You're right.
That's a whole new different team from last year. Don't it take time to learn the program to know what you're gonna do on offense, what you're gonna do on defense?
Okay. All right. The rule of thumb normally is if a coach gets hired in college, you normally don't see a team full of recruits of his until his third year. That normally is the rule of thumb.
So North Carolina, do me a favor. Shut up. Continue being about school for right now until Bill Belichick either one he wants to leave, which my co-hosts believe he wants to leave, or two, let him build the program.
Yeah, we're building it as slow as we can. We're making progress as we go. Everything is fine. We're on to California. Well,
That was
Bill,
a very
what about the rumors even? We're on to California. But Bill, how about your girlfriend laying a spread eagle so you can pat tattoo? We're on to California.
I do need one of those interviews though. I do need one of those. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious if he pulled that off in college. That would be fun as I don't know what.
Any other questions? Thank you. Doors there. Bye.
By the way, that's a very good imitation of Bill Belichick.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
I've never thought you would pull that one out.
Oh, that one's easy to pull out.
So either you on the Cole Johnson side of things and Bill Belichick, get the heck out of here. Just leave football altogether. That's pretty much what Cole Johnson saying. Let's leave football altogether.
Mhm.
Or you be on my side and just say, okay, you know what, Bill, we're gonna wait. We're gonna let you do your thing. See what we get.
Or be on God's side and said, it might be your time, son.
Like, jeez, y'all killing
I'm
me at this.
I'm not wanting it to happen, but that's God.
Man, y'all killing me. Not my coach, but y'all killing me with this. Every report got to come out somewhere. But can the man just coach North Carolina for his first year and see where he goes from there? Can we just do that?
I'm
Matter
still
of fact, when the last time the men even had interest in North Carolina when it came to football?
again. Well, see, when Mac Brown was at the school and they showed some type of success, but of this nature, never. Not even when Julius Peppers and long before him, Lawrence Taylor was there.
Matter of fact, did Coach Brown in Colorado did they do good in their first year?
Oh, they sucked their first year. They won three of their first four, and then they lost. Let me see. Then lost eight, the seven of their last eight. So they ended up with a 4-8 record.
But y'all did let Dion do what he do, right? Dion
Yeah,
doing what he doing, right? All right
yeah.
then.
And then the second year they got to a bowl. So yeah.
Let the man live.
And now Colorado has mostly Deion Sanders recruits.
We don't want microwave food in college. We want the roasted turkey ham from the oven college. It takes time, but when it's done, you love it.
Yeah, you're right, man. I can't argue that.
From one coach in Chapel Hill to Midwest Big Red coach
Matt
Matt
Fu.
Rule. Uh, well, you might be able to say that depending on how this goes.
All right.
Rule loves Nebraska but doesn't shut down Penn State talk.
Lord have mercy,
Interesting.
son.
Matt Rule professes love for living and working in Nebraska and trying to return the Corn Hustle to the upper echelon of college football. That said, he did nothing Monday to shut down speculation that he could be up for the Penn State job, which opened on Sunday's firing of James Franklin. Mr. Cole Johnson we'll have that article for you in the next segment.
What article?
Oh, the James
I
Franklin article.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, Wool's name surfaced immediately as the front runner because of his ties to Penn State. He was a walk-on linebacker at Penn State under Joe Paterno in the 1990s.
Oh,
Met
okay.
his wife at the school and is close friends with the athletic director Pat Kraft.
Oh Lord.
Kraft hired Rule in 2012 at Temple, where he coached for 4 years before leaving for Baylor. Rule left for Baylor after 3 years and coached for the Carolina Panthers for 2 plus seasons. He came to Nebraska in December of 2022, hired by former athletic director Trevor Alberts. Rule is 17-14 in 3 seasons in Lincoln. The Huskies are 5-1 and enter the Associated Press poll this week at 25. Matt Rule said, quote, "This place is elite." Run that back. Matt Rule is 17-14 in 3 seasons in Lincoln. The Huskies are 5-1 and enter the Associated Press poll this week at 25. Matt Rule said, quote, "This place is elite." Yeah,
Okay.
it still didn't sound right the second time I read that. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. I got off track.
Okay. So he says this place is elite.
He also says, "And I want to be a great father and I want to be a great college football coach. So I am not going to talk to a lot about job openings when they come," close quote.
Oh no, he's not. Okay.
Go ahead, because my thoughts are not FSC ways approved.
Oh, they're not. Oh, they're not FCC approved. Okay. All right. Hmm. Mr. Rule. Uh, sir, I've seen how you have been, sir. This is how you were at Bailey. You sold people on the bill of goods that you were in on the program, that you were 10 toes down, wanted to be in Baylor. Then you saw the NFL call. You jumped at the chance and you miserably failed at Carolina. But I can't fault you there. I mean, they have how can I put this in a very nice manner? They had a GM and an owner that was just as successful as you. Yeah, that means they were both as horrible as you are. But that's besides the point. And then here is your redemption job, being in the middle of the being in the middle of the Midwest in Nebraska. And now there is a position that opens up, and you have an extensive amount of history there, from playing with the program to meeting your wife there. But you will not say, quote, "Yeah, I am actually thinking about going there," close quote, or quote, "I am 10 toes down in Nebraska, and that is that. I'm going nowhere," close quote. You're being non-committal. I understand this. See, this is a trick that men and women hoes pull off. Uh, you have a person who they think is the main, but then you have three others that you paint as them being side chicks and side hoes. But you go to the other three and you will you'll tell them to their face, "You're the main guy or you're the main girl." The other three, they are side chicks. That's what you're doing in this position. You're making Nebraska feel as though they're the main chick, but they decide hoe. They decide piece because you want to go to another school. I won't mention the school. I'll do that a little later. But you want to go there. You have that itch. Go there because you really haven't done anything in Nebraska. Now, unlike Mr. Chapel Bill, you are now in your third year at Nebraska, and it almost looks like the ceiling has been reached. Now, you're having a good season here, 5-1 thus far, but let's be completely forthright here. Nebraska, I mean, the only big time school you really played this year was Michigan, and you allowed Michigan to go roughshod over you, running over 200 yards against you. And then when we look down to the schedule, let me see. So you host USC in November. You also host Northwestern later this month. Of course, your big time rival is Iowa. You end with them. You host them, and then you travel before then to the school I will not mention, where you'll have a homecoming. And guess what? You'll have to field that question all that week long, more so than now. So you better be prepared and stop being non-committal. Either you want to be in Nebraska and you announce that, or you want to go somewhere else and you announce that. But don't treat this as a situation where the others are side pieces, but where you are is the main chick. And then when you go to that other place, they're the main chick and the others are side hoes. Stop being a hoe in this situation, Rule. Either commit to Nebraska or you commit somewhere else.
Matt Rule. Let's see. Has Matt Rule had any success in Nebraska?
Well, I mean, other than recently, no. I mean, he's 5-1 this year, but the first 2 years have been horrible.
Okay. Hmm. Is Nebraska elite?
Nebraska hasn't been elite since Tom Osborne was running that program. And we're talking 25 to 30 years ago. When Tommy Frazier was the quarterback of the school,
Hmm.
when they won back-to-back national championships, that is when the program was elite. Starting when Texas beat Nebraska in the Big 12 championship in 1996, the program hasn't come close to those statures and that mountaintop ever since then. And we are now come upon 29 years since that has happened.
Hmm. Nebraska has gone 7 seasons without a winning record before finishing 7-6 last season.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Problem?
I didn't know 7-6 was elite.
7-6 is not.
Hmm.
You're bowl eligible, which that makes me want to throw up. But elite, no. I mean, but I'll put it this way: he gets invited to the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Bowl. He gets invited to the Sweet and Low Bowl.
How about he gets invited to the Dayquil Bowl?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah,
There's nothing elite about Nebraska.
yeah. He gets invited to the Swisher Sweet Bowl. He's thinking he gets invited to a bowl that makes the program elite. No, it's not. The red and white clad school hasn't sniffed elitism for 3 decades now, and it's not going to sniff it this year either. Now, you may have a good record. You probably have the best record probably since the mid 90s, but elite? No, sir. No, sir. Laughing stock for many years, yes. Elite, no.
You know what? I'm gonna pass this off to my coach before I get in trouble.
Okay, so Texas Tech, which they have been rolling this year, they may stumble a little bit because their quarterback, Baron Morton, is considered day to day. He is considered day to day as the seventh ranked Red Raiders after coming out of a game for the third time this season, and the second because of his right leg being hurt while being sacked. That status is before their game on Saturday. Now, the Red Raiders coach, Joey McGuire, he said on Monday, quote, that dude's the toughest kid I've ever coached. His pain tolerance and just toughness and care factor is really high. So he's day to day. We'll see how he feels. Close quote. Now, Morton was injured this past Saturday night on a sack in the second quarter of a 42-17 romping of Kansas. McGuire said that the injury was similar to the one that the coach called a hyperextended right knee sustained in the opener against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Now, the injury in that game came before halftime. The final score of that game was 67-7. McGuire, after that game, McGuire said about the current injury as opposed to that game, quote, he feels a lot better than what he did after the Arkansas Pine Bluff game. Close quote. Now, in another game, September 20th, Texas Tech led by just a touchdown when Morton exited a 34-10 victory at Salt Lake City against then number 16 Utah early in the second half after taking a hard hit to the helmet on a scramble. Now, on the season, Morton's completed one of the four 152 passes, decent rating of 68.4% for 1,501 yards with 13 touchdowns and just 3 INTs. 2 of those picks came against the Utes before injury. Now, do you think that this is par for the course for the year, or do you think that this is a danger that's oncoming for the good fortunes that has befallen the Red Raiders this year?
Day to day is actually probably as best you can get when it comes to an injury.
Yeah.
However, we was talking about the quarterback for the Red Raiders.
The quarterback. Yeah.
And we all know what quarterback means in football.
Yeah, it's the most important position on the team. Yeah.
At the same time, Texas Tech does do something that travels no matter where you go.
Defense.
So that might be the saving grace for the Red Raiders. That might be the saving grace. But we shall see, because we will be previewing this game in the campus tour.
Now, the Red Raiders, they are 6-0 on the season. They are a perfect 3-0 in the Big 12. They have amassed their highest AP Top 25 ranking in 17 years. Yeah, that was, of course, when Mr. Michael Crabtree caught a touchdown pass to upset then number 1 ranked Texas. And Lubbock went absolutely crazy at the end of that game, to tell you how long that was. In fact, I think that was actually November the 1st of 2008. They get ready to play Saturday at the defending Big 12 champions pad, Arizona State. They are 4-2. They are now 2-1 in Big 12 play. And this is a team that the Red Raiders have beaten last year. Well, staying in the state, but going from the Big 12 to the SEC, Texas A&M running back Le'Veon Moss will miss significant time because of an ankle injury. Now, Coach Mike Elko announced the injury on Monday after the team's leading rusher was injured in the first half of Saturday's win over Florida that improved the 4th-ranked Aggies to also a record of 6-0. Elko said, quote, he's going to have to go get it looked at, and we'll kind of figure out where it's at. It certainly will not end his season, but it's going to be a significant amount of time. Close quote. Now, Moss had 5 catches, 46 yards, and it was highlighted by a 22-yard touchdown run in that game. And this was before he was injured in the second quarter this past Saturday. Now, he leads the Aggies with 70 carries for 389 yards and 6 touchdowns. It's the second straight season he has sustained such an injury after he missed the last 4 games of the previous season because of a knee injury. Elko went on to laud and throw praises upon one Mr. Moss by saying, quote, I love Le'Veon. I wish Le'Veon was healthy. We're going to miss him. He's been a warrior for this program. He's given us everything he had to get ready for this season. I hope this goes as fast and as smooth as it can, but injuries are a part of SEC football. And if we're going to allow injuries to impact or derail things, we can't do that. Close quote. Your thoughts on what might be a big time injury that will befall this top 5 program? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You okay over there?
Oh my gosh, that just takes it so nasty to say. Oh my gosh.
This is a use below, in my opinion. Can the backup running back fill the void, or would the quarterback, who I believe is Reeves, can he take up the slack from the running game? Because they, I mean, come on, you watched the Notre Dame Nebraska, you watched the Notre Dame A&M game. Notre Dame couldn't tackle that man.
No, they couldn't tackle him at all.
I mean, of course, you seen what he did to my Gators last week before he got injured.
And I'm pissed at the Gators because of it.
I don't know why.
Yeah, one job.
Like that job was gonna get done. Let's be for real. You mad for no reason. That's like you was mad at Temple week 2. Like, it's Temple. What is he talking about?
You handled Texas. A&M sucks.
Since when?
And you got housed.
Did you not watch them boys play? Or was you just too busy being thrown up to actually pay attention to how this team is playing?
I watched it and I threw up at the same time.
So you know this team is for real.
Look, A&M is A&M. If I were to not be biased, they are at least a top 10 program. I think they will. I think they will stumble somewhere, and I did not think they would stumble against Florida at home either. But it would be good if they did stumble.
I know it'd be good for you. That's what I said. That's why I went at you. Your fandom makes you say stupid stuff.
No, my fandom makes me say true stuff.
Mm.
Now, my analytical hat is, yeah, they're one. They actually, if they keep going, they will be in the playoffs easily. They should, because they could actually run the possibility, even though the schedule was probably getting a little tougher. They actually could run the possibility of only losing one game, maybe two, in the season, and they probably would be one of the 2 representatives in the SEC championship game. I could say that. That's the analyst hat. The fan hat is, I want them to tank every single game. And it's too bad we don't have more injuries such as Le'Veon Moss.
That's terrible. That's just terrible.
But I'll put the analyst hat back on. Le'Veon, sorry that you're hurting. We here grit bear on the ground, do not want or wish or pray for any injuries whatsoever.
No. And this man came at me, and I'm looking at him. My own team, I can't respond to him like, be for real. No, darn well we weren't winning that game. Especially at that place, too.
Well, yes, I know. Kyle Field's a madhouse. College Station is a hard place to play. But still, Florida had one job.
Oh, no, they did their job. They did it very well, too.
And they looked stellar the week before in the swamp against Texas.
Nah, hold on. I'm going to be honest. They did what I wanted. They competed. I knew we was out, man. I say, if y'all can just compete, I'm good. They competed, and when they got to the 4th quarter, A&M said, all right, it's time to put y'all out of here. That's it. We tired of seeing white. Pretty much what A&M did in the 4th quarter. We tired of looking at white jerseys. Get out of here. I mean, they only won by 17. You got like they blew us out.
No, it wasn't a blowout. Yes. Yes, the Gators fought, and they made it a game. But yes, The
Let
better
me do it like Cole Johnson.
team won.
Let me do Cole Johnson. Florida, I would love for you to beat them. I would love for you to thrash them. But to put it simply, you're outman, and I can't go with you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I understand, and yes, you're right. Texas A&M on that given game and that given Saturday was the better team.
Uh,
The Aggies play the first of three straight road games this Saturday in Fayetteville against Arkansas.
ooh, that could
What?
be tricky.
They actually are not playing this game in Dallas. I'm surprised. I guess their lease of that game must be up. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, but that could be tricky. But they should be able to handle the Razorbacks. Although, yes, the Razorbacks are another one of the Longhorns' fiercest rivals. I'll root for the Razorbacks over the Aggies any day of the week, and twice on Sunday. Well, from a running back that is licking wounds to possible teams licking um, their palms, licking the greenbacks they're counting or not counting. USC and Michigan, they questioned the proposed Big Ten private capital deal. Now, this $2 billion plus private capital deal is facing headwinds after a joint meeting Tuesday afternoon between trustees at Michigan and USC led to unified questions about the plan. And this is sources who were in on the call telling this to ESPN. The schools discussed their shared skepticism during the call. Now, one sticking point would be the following: the deal doesn't address the root issue, soaring costs, that has made the need for cash so imperative for athletic departments. Excuse me, Playmaker. Soapbox time. TKO, stop being greedy. Make the
TKO.
money you're supposed to make, lower the prices, and do right by the fans. In soapbox.
You had to throw wrestling in here.
Just providing short term money, sources said, does not solve that issue. You heard that, TKO? I'm sorry, my bad. Whoops. The schools also noted pending federal legislation that makes predicting the future of college athletes difficult, as well as a general apprehension at selling equity in a university asset, like the conference media rights. Both the Wolverines and the Trojans believe that there are funding options that can provide superior terms and would like to slow down the process and explore them, sources said. The goal, the meeting agreed, should be to help the Big Ten schools that need money, like Minnesota, like Rutgers, maybe to a lesser degree like Maryland, but they do profit from being near the nation's capital. I digress. But at the most favorable terms imaginable without giving up equity. Although the questions are numerous, it is not certain how much influence the trustees can yield on the proposal, let alone change even stop the process. The complicated agreement remains fluid and continues to be negotiated and worked on, meaning despite the current opposition, a deal still might be worked out. Okay, your thoughts on one of your favorite schools in Michigan basically balking at the Big Ten wanting to have this private capital deal go into effect.
Before I go, can you read that last paragraph? No, not the last paragraph. So where you stopped at, not the one below it, but the one right underneath that one.
Oh, you mean that said, having
No,
two?
right. No, after that one.
Okay, okay, here we go. The framework of the groundbreaking deal would send a significant infusion of money in the range in the neighborhood of nearly 100 million at minimum to each of the Big Ten schools. Now, in exchange of that, the league would spin off a new entity, Big Ten Enterprises, which would hold all league wide television rights and sponsorship contracts through 2046. Individual schools still would retain local radio and other deals.
Hmm. Hmm. So, and Coach Johnson, you know this better than me.
Mhm.
In every decision that needs to be made, there's always pros and cons.
Yeah.
So, in this instance, the reason why I want you to read that prayer because it was like, does it really strike as a negative thing if those to make this deal happen?
For the large part, no. I mean, if each program can stand to actually profit $100 million at minimum, that isn't really a bad deal.
Because I understand where USC and Michigan coming from, but from what you just read, I mean, is he really that bad?
Okay, so here's the deal. If we were talking about the NFL, of course, this would be great and this would be a win win, right? But since we're talking college, we're talking this is amateur athletics. Although, yes, now these wonderful players, and rightfully so, I may add, they are making money on their own too, and I'm happy that they are. They should. I mean, they have been making money off these. They've been making money for these schools, and off the backs of them from not earning a doggone dime. These schools have been earning millions, if not tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions every year because of it. This is a sign again of the times. You're having a program where you're having a conference that basically does not want to be caught in arrears. They've been seeing the SEC how they work. They have been the big dogs, especially in football, in terms of all of college football for at least the last 30 years. And so the Big Ten wants to they want to be the big dog themselves, and they want to do something. It's very childish. It's very immature. They want to go to the SEC and be like, we're doing this and you're not. That's what they want to do. I mean, this whole thing is very childish. So it's in the race of who could be the big boy first. Now, to each and every one of the was it now 16 schools that comprise of the Big 12, a Big 10.
I think it's
This
18.
well, probably is 18 now. Okay. So each of the 18 schools that comprise of the Big 10, should this be a thing that you frown upon? No. And this is this is just making money from that. It's not talking about making money off of other things too. It's making money off of this particular deal alone. So is it a bad thing in terms of money? No, but you're talking about amateur athletics. And of course, palms are supposed to get greased. And now betting is king in the sport. And you have this issue where ah the last bastion of athletics that's clean and antiseptic and and meritocracy stands head and shoulders above everything else now is being put into question because now you have a conference that's like show me the money. That's the problem. Now I'm not saying that it's a problem for me, but that's the perception problem.
Well, we know where USC and Michigan stand at. I haven't heard from Ohio State.
Well, yeah, USA, Michigan, they basically are like, huh, we want things status quo. It sounds like the other 16 schools are like, and the big one that matters the most right now, their mum, which means I think they like it. Now, now shares of ownership of the Big Ten enterprises would fall to the league's 18 schools, the conference office, and the Capital Group, an investment fund that's tied to the University of California's pension system. The University of California Pension Fund will receive a 10% stake in Big Ten Enterprises, which is funny. University of California, they're not tied to the Big Ten. They're now tied to the ACC, but I digress. and would hold typical minority investor rights but no direct control, sources said. The exact equity amounts per school in the Big Ten enterprises are still being negotiated. Now, that to me is the sticking point between USC and Michigan, because I get the feeling, and you could chime in on this if you like. I'm thinking the issue is not if this is a bad thing with the schools, but can they get a bigger share of the pie since they are one of the bigger programs, two of the bigger programs? I'm sort of feeling that more than anything, in my opinion. What say you on that?
Greedy, helpless.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what I see. I think that's the sticky point for them. I don't think it's don't do it at all. I think it's yeah, Rutgers that don't really compete, don't really do much. They shouldn't get 100 million and we get 100 million. No, people pay to see us. They pay to see Ohio State. They pay to see Michigan. They pay to see USC. You know, we drive the money, and now the bigger power later Oregon. We are the revenue drivers. That's what I'm seeing. The money infusion is believed to be acutely needed at a number of Big Ten schools that are struggling with debt service on new construction, rising operational expenses, and providing additional scholarships and direct revenue. For example, $20.5 million this year and expected to rise annually to athletes. Now, the Big Ten has argued that the deal would alleviate financial strain and help middle and lower tier Big Ten schools compete in football against the Southeastern Conference. What did I say to you earlier in this? We're doing this before you are, SEC. And that's what the Big 12, that's what the Big Ten wants to do. Oh, I love this. The war with which big boy conference is going to be the big boy in the block continues with this. And hey, SEC, it looks like USC and Michigan might block it. But if 16 out of 18 schools are for it, unfortunately, those two will be on the outside looking in. But they'll at least be $100 million richer for 30 years. And that concludes the No Huddle.